Hello, all you beautiful book babes. Today, we will be starting our Ami Wright month. This is an author I found on accident. I was just looking for something different, and all she writes is monster smut, and I was right on board with her first book. So today, we'll actually be reviewing Summoning My Grumpy Demon Boss by her, and I absolutely love this one. This is one of my favorites. I've reread it so many times, I've lost count. Stay tuned to find out more. Hello, all you beautiful book babes. I am sorry for the interruption, but thanks to you all, we were able to obtain another sponsor, and this one I'm really excited about. This episode is brought to you by Dr. Ganja. Now, I know CBD and THCA is a controversial topic, but it's something I really believe in, so much so when I was in college, I wrote a whole paper on the topic and how it is so beneficial versus other medications. I even got my professor to convert on their beliefs on the topic. I used this company way before they reached out about being a sponsor. They have so many different products. They have flower, vapes, topical creams, gummies, spa stuff, and so much more. My favorites are their bath bombs, face wash, and their full spectrum sob relief. With having tendinitis in almost all my joints from playing sports growing up, this really helps with the pain in my joint. My husband loves their flower and vape products. He struggles with anxiety, and this really helps him when he's having an attack. We have never gotten a product and not fallen in love with it. If you want to take advantage of this, all you have to do is go to Dr. Ganja, so it's DrGanja.com, and then at checkout, use the promo code SMUT, S-M-U-T, for 5% off your order. This is not just a first-time order deal. You can use it whenever you order, which is fantastic. My husband already started using the code. Now, please take advantage of this offer. I think a lot of you will benefit from trying it. And you beautiful book babes, enjoy the rest of the episode. Bye! Hello, all you beautiful book babes. Today we're starting our January month theme, and it's all going to be by Ami Wright. We wanted to do an author one again, but also I found this author on like a chance.
Yeah.
It was Bossing the Minotaur that I found. I was just looking for like fantasy, vampire, but then I went down the hole of not Mastering the Minotaur, the Boss Minotaur book, and then when I read it, and then I tried her other series, I was like, you need to try this.
Yep.
You need to read this.
And we both went on a kick for like a whole 2 weeks.
I finished all her books!
I was like, we just sat there reading all her books.
And then we kept going back and forth because you read them out of order first off.
I do. I did jump around. I would go from one series to the next.
Because you were like, I'm on Used by the Unicorn, and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I'm not on that. How'd you get to that? And then I figured it out, and I was like, she's skipping fucking books.
I'm just looking at the pictures, and I'm like, ooh, this one looks good.
Fucking skip.
Like a kid.
I'm so weird. I read them in order in case, like, something comes up.
Right.
Her books do, but it's not like you're gonna miss anything important.
Right.
It's like, oh, I knew when it's like Mastering the Minotaur, if you go down the line and get down further, something said about the mayor, and I'm like, okay, it's him, but
yeah.
I'm like, you're not gonna miss anything if you read them out of order. I'm just so nervous I will.
Right. I have that fear too, but this one didn't seem like they were interconnected, so I jumped around.
No. And even no, they are. Mastering the Minotaur, her sister is the first book.
Yep.
I just remembered that.
Yep.
So, yeah. So there is some, but you're not gonna miss anything.
Yeah.
Today, we're gonna start off with my book. So I'm doing everything from the Grumpy Boss series. I don't know if that's the actual series title. That's just what I gave it. So I'm going to do the second book first. So this is Summoning My Grumpy Demon Boss. And I love this one. As soon as I read it and finished it, I put in all my Facebook groups. I'm like, I need stuff like this and go.
And that's what I'm hoping we'll see, like, if you have the details in there, whenever I do the deal with the demon.
Uh-huh.
Because this is the demon one I read. for the Boss series, and then deal with Demon for the other series, where I was saying, like, the rules are different.
Yeah.
Like, they're both demons. They're both in the same world.
I kind of can appreciate that, though, because she's not doing the same rules, because demons are, it's like every mythological backstory has a demon and like the rules of a demon and stuff like that. So I
Right.
kind of like that she pulled out different mythological things about demons and not just doing the same.
Yeah, but like how certain things affect the one in the other book doesn't affect ones in this book. Like, it's just like certain things happened where I was like, wait, wasn't he supposed to do this in this book? Like,
Yeah.
it just, that's what threw me off.
So this one has a Goodreads rating of 4.19. I like that rating. So we have, oh my god, for the longest time I didn't even read his name. I just kind of like was like, that's the male lead. Okay. It's Azeroth. And then I really should put her name in a freaking sound thing, because I want to say Elodie.
Elodie?
Oh, I read it.
I read it as Elodie too.
Okay,
but I was just trying to think
because
of
to
a
be
different way.
honest, it's kind of spelled similar to elote, the corn dish, the Mexican corn dish. That's how I read it.
Yeah, Elodie.
If you just put a T there and take the E off, that's elote to me. We start off with Elodie, and she's hanging out with her friend Quinn. Now, I only say this now because I want to use proper pronouns. Quinn is a transgender, so if I do talk about them, I want to use the right. I'm not trying to have woke people come after me on our podcast.
Right.
So Quinn yells at her for having her phone out because people are tagging her in her ex's post about his new girlfriend. Now, it was a messy breakup between them. He was cheating on her. Quinn tries to cheer her up by inviting her dancing next Friday, but she is really not up to it, but says yes anyway. He talks her into it. Then we meet Azeroth. So he has it all. Money. He runs his own business. He has magic because he's a demon. He's chilling in his apartment when another demon Azeroth hates poofs and appears. And I use the word poof because that's what the author did.
He poofs in.
Well, because there's smoke, and the way she describes it is literally like a poof.
Yeah, like all of a sudden, poof, he's there.
Poof, he's there. They bicker a little bit, and then Azeroth asks what he wants when he is over the conversation. Now, the demon... Mordecus? Okay, thank you. Mordecus informed him that he has bought his contract that was between Azeroth and another demon. So he basically bought that contract so he can have Azeroth do a bidding. He tells Azeroth he wants him to do a summoning where he can get a soul stone, tells him how much of the soul he wants. Azeroth goes to work and has a meeting with he's just so frustrated. Summonings are so last minute. He's not going to know when it happens or who it's with, so he's just like, fine, whatever.
And he doesn't like the control Mordecus has over him either, too.
No, he hates it. Because he just spent all this time to finish all his debts with other demons, so he can have this life in the human world.
Right.
So he goes to work, and he has a meeting with a couple people, including Elodie. Now, Azeroth doesn't have feelings for her necessarily. He likes her. He even makes comment like she's the only person that he can tolerate on his team.
Right.
So like he likes her. It's the next night that Elodie meets Quinn for dancing, and it does not go great. Elodie and Quinn have drinks, and Quinn is trying to convince her to get back out there when her ex shows up with apparently his new fiance. So she ends up leaving because she's so upset. Now, when she gets home, she's a mess. She starts drinking gin and goes down this rabbit hole because the last time she left Quinn, her ex called and basically said, "Oh, I've been with this girl for months, even when we were together, and I'm gonna marry her."
Yep. Fuck you, dude.
So, like, it's like, okay, how long was he cheating on me? Did he cheat on me the entire time? Like, what's happening? So she gets the great idea, though, to summon a demon while she is smashed to get back at her ex. Well, she does the ritual, and her boss shows up because he's a demon.
Awkward.
Yeah, it's that screams awkward. So... And they even make comments about HR and everything throughout the whole book. Azeroth just wants to get this over with and even tells Elodie that, but getting distracted by her revealing PJs she has on. He finds her a sweatshirt and literally tells her to put it on and to tell him who to smite so he can just get this over with. I love Azeroth because he is just like, you would think, I love this story because you would think he's just so aggressive and mean and all this other stuff, but he's really not. He's like that sad little puppy kind of boyfriend when they finally get together, and I freaking adore it. Like, he's just like, who do I need to smite? You're upset. Tell me.
Yeah.
He's having a hard time getting her issue out of her. She's still smashed, and she is what I call a giggle butt. When Billy gets into his giggles and laughs, and I'm like, ooh, someone's a giggle butt. She's having a giggle butt moment. So she finally admits she wants his help to get revenge on her ex. He is really regretting it's her. Most humans summon him for selfish reasons and deserve to have their soul taken. But she's just a mad, sweet little human.
She's heartbroken.
Yeah, like, he just wants to give her advice, but he's like, no, I gotta do this to get out of my contract. So he's just so torn. He's like, I don't want to help you, but I do. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. He is so sweet. She wants revenge now and even tells him, like, let's go. But he tells her to wait because she is obviously drunk and almost orders him to do something he knows she will regret. I think one was like, oh, make his dick size way smaller.
Yeah.
So he gets her to wait and takes care of her, tucks her into bed, and even cleans up her apartment. He is actually starting to believe that what the other demon said. So the other demon said that he's gone soft from living in the human world, and he kind of is now like, oh my god, I have gone soft because I've never used to care about who summons me or what they request.
Yeah.
I actually care what she does because I want to keep her soul as pure as I can.
Right.
He actually ends up sleeping at her place. Apparently, he can't leave her side till the summoning is done. Elodie is shocked when she is woken up by her boss giving her medicine because she was drunk. She's finally is coherent and done freaking. He explains the rules because she asked why he did not leave. He can't leave her side till the summoning's done and that she is satisfied. She's even rushing him now so she can stop bothering him. He stops her to go over what he can and can't do. He can't change anyone's feelings and that she really needs to think about what she requests. They do eat breakfast and start talking about what she wants him to do to her ex. And I love this scene because he doesn't have to eat, and she's even like, you brought breakfast? Why, you don't have to eat? And he goes, I like to eat. And it's actually like the whole book, he loves to eat. And I thought that was so cute because it's like, she takes him to the grocery store one time to get food. And like, he's just so annoyed at the grocery store. He goes, I need to go grocery shopping all the time. That's why I'm saying
so much food.
He's just such a cute little
puppy.
Dog.
Yeah, he's a little
like,
puppy
that's
dog.
the only way you can explain it. So they do talk about, like, what they're going to do to her ex. So she wants to make him jealous with someone rich and handsome. And he kept asking her questions like, oh, well, does it have to be human? Does it need to be a monster? Does he need to be this? Does he need to be that? And then when she finally explains it, or, like, answers those questions, he goes, oh, I'm the man for you.
Right, I got this. I got you, boo.
Because all she keeps saying is rich and handsome. And he goes, I'm handsome, I'm rich, hello.
And I'm a demon, so.
Yeah, so, and it's pretty shocking because he's liking the sound of the idea a little too much to his liking. But he still wants to do it and actually has to convince her it's a great idea. So she does call it fake dating, and it does sting him a little bit, but he appreciates her kind of drawing that line.
Right.
She's like, oh, so I would fake date you. And he's like, yeah. Like, it hurt. So Azeroth tells her they need to stay at his house, and I love it because he's like, I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm a billionaire, and I really don't want to sleep on your couch again.
Yeah, I wouldn't either, but
I have guest rooms. My place is nicer. Let's call it how it is.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And she actually felt bad. She was like, oh my god. She goes, why didn't you just wake me up or take me to your place?
Right?
Oh my god.
Because, demons gotta be big.
Oh yeah.
So, like, sleeping on the couch.
And even in her artwork, yeah, his horns are huge in her artwork. So
I'm saying, like, I don't know how he slept comfortably.
Yeah, so they go to his penthouse, and he kind of does, like, the poof, I guess.
I love that.
I don't know, it sounds nicer when it's him and not his other demon.
Transports her.
Yeah. It sounds nicer when he does it, like almost like, the Harry Potter evaporate kind of thing. He starts asking about her ex. He basically learns he was a piece of shit. They actually do enjoy their day. Azeroth orders in most of their meals and they watch movies. Like, he is so sweet taking care of her first before they get on with the plan. Elodie does go to the store to make him dinner, though, and like I said, he loved the grocery store. It's the first time he's ever went and he loves it. Her ex calls her, and I love the way Azeroth does it. He picked up the phone and messes with her ex by talking like he's getting a blowjob. He's like hissing and like she's giving him head, and he even goes, well, Elodie can't talk right now. She's a little busy.
Her mouth's kind of full.
And I freaking loved it. I don't know why I loved it. I just did. I did add this because now they're getting ready to go to bed. So, interesting facts about demons with this book. They can go into your dreams and harvest your desires, and they learn about them, so they can also, it gives the demon power, but they can also learn about you for the summoning, if it does take longer.
And that's where the difference in the other book was.
Yes.
The difference in the other book, he fed from lust. This one feeds differently. That's what threw me off.
I think it's still the same thing, though. It's so that is a lore. It's about your desires.
Gotcha.
So demons can feed off your desires. I think the other book, it was all lust. So that's what she went off of.
Okay,
but even this book, it's most of the time when he's giving her an orgasm, he feeds off her lust. Like, he gets power when they have sex. Like, you still see that.
Okay.
Maybe I'm just into that lore. I took a whole class in college of mythological creatures and there was a whole class about mythology. I took it and I freaking loved it. I learned about demons and their minotaurs and centaurs, and I'm like, this is a class?
Oh, easiest class.
First off, it was.
I was like, because that would have been interesting. That would have kept my interest.
The only thing that I hated was we did a whole unit, whatever it is, on creation myths, and I'm like, this is boring. Like how the world came to be, and it was just like, but we never. We didn't go over the Big Bang Theory. But we went over, okay, this is how the Greeks think, and this is, and I was just not into it. Apparently, I should have been reading Monster Smut from the start because obviously it translated.
Oh, well, there you go.
It translated. Well, Azeroth so they can go in your dreams and your desires, and Azeroth does it to learn how he can help her with the summoning, and is a little shocked when he gets in. Every desire he tries to get is about them fucking.
Yeah.
Because he'll try to change the scene too, because they can control the dream to kind of get to a different desire.
Yep.
Every single one, she wants him.
And he's trying to find out what she wants with the ex.
Yeah, and he's just like, what is happening? He finally gives up and is like, Jesus Christ, I'll just give you an orgasm. Maybe this will get it. Maybe we'll get to what you really want. And really, that's what she wanted.
And that's all she wants.
And it's just so funny, because he's just getting so frustrated with the whole thing. Now that the demon that, now, when he does get out of the dream, the other demon does pop in to check on him, and Azeroth tries to keep him away from Elodie's room. He's like, and he's trying to keep, because the more pure a soul is, the better the stone is. So he's he wants to protect Elodie from this demon, so he's just like, leave it be, I'll get it done. He's like, this should have been a quick job, it should have been 24-hour summoning, it sounds like an easy job, and he's like, it's more complicated than you think, so just let it go.
Yeah.
They keep going and kind of get into a routine. Azeroth keeps going into her dreams, and he just can't help it. First off, he gets power, and then he gets to fuck the girl that he kind of likes. It's like win-win.
That's what I'm saying. He's liking what he saw.
Yeah. He does regret that she doesn't know, though. That's like the whole conundrum in the book. He does start planning a date for her, so he takes her to a new brunch spot that's like impossible to get in. She does ask him why demons do summonings. He really doesn't want to tell her that he's going to have to take a piece of her soul. He's been putting it off.
Right.
He knows he will eventually, but he just can't bring himself to do it now, so he kind of just says, oh, it's because of debts and stuff like that. That's why we do it. So they make a plan at brunch. They are going to run into her ex and follow through with the plan to make him jealous. Azeroth does find her ex, and it's funny because he's like, "Give me your phone," and he flips on her phone a little bit, and he goes, "Okay, I know where he is." And she's like, "Wait, is that some demon thing? Can you like track him by his phone number or like what?" And he goes, "No, I went on his social media," and I thought it was so freaking funny. I was like, "That's hysterical." The plan goes great. Azeroth is a great actor, being cute with Elodie and actually being very touchy feely, like grabs her ass.
Nice.
And they basically pretend they don't even see him and his fiance. Dustin does finally notice them and they talk, and I love Azeroth. He takes jabs at him. Like, he looks at his crotch and goes, "No wonder you weren't satisfied," and walks away.
Oh!
Like, it's like these little jabs that I love. I was like, yes!
Yeah!
Keep going! And he does it, and I'm like, well, you're the bigger person. Elodie does start having a hard time remembering this is fake dating. Like, the entire time she's kind of speechless while they're talking to Justin, and like, she doesn't know what to do, because Azeroth really didn't tell her what they were going to do on the plan just to make him jealous.
Yeah.
So when, like, he grabbed her ass and, like, is holding her hand and snuggling her, she's a little taken back. She's like, I knew this was the plan, but I didn't know this was the plan.
Right.
And it's cute. So they go out to ice cream to celebrate, and her ex wastes no time texting her. It was nice to see her and how good she looks.
Fuck him.
Oh, yeah. She is actually, and it almost seems like she's falling for the crap. And Azeroth is not having it.
Good.
He is not. He's like, you're going to take that crap? We're leaving. Come on, let's go. So he takes her shopping and he's like standing her in front of the mirror and going, "Oh, look how beautiful you are. Like, you shouldn't even be thinking about him." And he does take her shopping to kind of prove that she is perfect and that he is only wanting her. Oh, that her ex is only wanting her because she's with someone else. He had every day while they were together to appreciate her, and he didn't.
Exactly.
I freaking love Azeroth.
Right?
Now you see why I chose this book. I'm like, I freaking love this dude. Azeroth is obviously jealous, and I love it because she calls him out on it, saying she was never thinking about going back with her ex. She didn't need all this. It was just that emotional.
Right.
You were with this person for 5 years.
Yeah.
5 years. That takes a lot on someone. You're not going to get over that person in a second.
Exactly.
Unless they do something really fucked up and twisted. I mean, he cheated on her, but that's like... sadly,
so you still got emotions from that.
Yeah. Elodie keeps having her dreams at night about him, and she doesn't know it's him actually controlling her dreams, getting her desires, which is him.
Nice.
So now they have to go to work. Work is tough. Azeroth goes back to being his grumpy self, and Elodie has to act like she is not having naughty dreams about her boss. And it does not go well. She feels bad because Azeroth needs to always be with her, so makes her work in his office so he can get work done. Azeroth really only needs her there because he can feel her desire for him, and I guess it's less distracting when you're right next to it.
Right. Sure.
I don't know. That's how he explains it.
Sure.
He is still going into her dreams, and she keeps begging him to fuck her in these dreams, but he can't pull the trigger. He's just like, I'm already harvesting her desires. I'm already seeing what she wants. I can't do it in her dreams.
He feels like he's betraying her.
Yeah, like, I can't do it. And he even says, also, he needs to do it in real life if he's going to do it.
Right.
He doesn't want to do it in a dream. But he feel like he would take advantage of her. So she tells him he can call off the summoning off, but he tells her that it's not that simple. She needs to be satisfied for it to be over. He doesn't tell her he also needs part of her soul. He's like, I'm not going to tell her that part. She goes, okay, let's and she gives an order. And when you summon a demon, they basically have to do everything you say till the summoning's over.
Oh, shit.
So she barks an order, and he can't even help himself. So she's like, okay, we're gonna go smash my ex's car because he loves it. And before he can even think about it, he does it. He takes her and they go and smash the car. They beat it into a bloody pulp. The after feeling does not go well. She just is so nice and actually feels bad about doing it. And
She's so
Azeroth was like, I knew she was gonna feel this way. I feel so bad. What do I do?
Aww.
Like, it's so bad. Azeroth does take her to his apartment. She tries to leave, but he stops her because she's like, summoning's over, you're done. 1, he still can tell she's upset, and 2, he admits to her he doesn't want her to leave. Finally admits it to her. They do have a makeout sesh, and it's hot, but is interrupted by his PA calling because they did leave work the middle of the workday.
True.
So his PA's calling about his meeting. He tries to cancel, but Elodie says she can wait and they can go back to work. They do the poof thing into his office, and he is so happy that door is closed because he's like, you know what? We're not stopping.
Okay.
So she tries to stop him, but he tells her because she's like, your meeting's important. He's like, no, you're more important. He says she needs to come so she understands that he will fully satisfy her later.
Nice.
So she at least needs to come. And he does with his fingers, and he does make sure to lick his fingers because that's the whole thing. Like, after every dream he's left, he has eaten her out in the dreams. He literally licks his real fingers, and apparently he can taste her.
Oh, okay.
I know. I don't know. He does go to the meeting, but is not really paying attention. He's so worried that he's been so worried she's so perfect in her dreams that the reality would not meet those standards, and they actually surpass them. He's like, she's even more perfect in real life than her dreams.
He's such a sweet demon.
He really is. But it's so funny because he explains, he's like, the way you look in your dreams is not it's how you want to look.
Right.
But it's so crazy because it's almost like her confidence because she looks exactly the same. Like, I love that for her.
Exactly.
He finally gets to her and she says they need to talk. She wants to make sure that he's not being compelled by the summoning to do this. And he finds it so sweet that she wants his consent.
It is. Because, I mean, I would feel bad, too. Like, are you doing this because of me, or are you doing this because I summoned you?
Yeah, and he tells her it's not because of the summoning and that he very much consents with his own free will.
Nice.
They decide to save it after work, though, but it's hot because, like, the second the minute clocks 5, they both stand up and he poofs them to his apartment. And I freaking love it. And I just love how Amy does her smut scenes in this book because there's so much foreplay.
Right.
We never get to sex till like 10 pages later.
Right.
And it's so good. I feel like there's a lot of tension. Like, there's some authors that do scenes so quick when they both want each other so
That's
bad.
true. And
like, I was
scenes.
expecting that from this scene, but she doesn't do it.
Yeah. I like it whenever it's drawn out and you can feel the tension and the chemistry, and it's more than just in, out, done.
Yeah, so she definitely delivers with that. Also, I love that a demon is a giver.
Right?
He's a giver with a Elodie, and I don't know why, but I love when the lead male's a giver, and the fact that he's a demon and he's not supposed to be a giver, I find that 10 times cuter.
Yeah.
Also, during pleasing her, though, demons don't know this. So apparently he learns this by doing it with Elodie. Because he's giving her desires, he's actually feeding off of it as well.
Mm-hmm.
So he's still getting power from, like, having sex with her. And it's crazy because later on in the book, he can actually transfer that power to her. So, like, she feels his desire for her as well. And she's like, oh my god, I'm so horny. How'd you do that? Do that again.
Wouldn't that be nice, though?
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
And it's just like, they never knew this was a thing. Demons can't love, so no one's ever really learned about this.
Right.
Another thing, after they're done, Elodie realizes they didn't use protection. Azeroth tells her they don't need to. No soul, no baby is how I phrased it. Basically, You can't have a soul, you can't have a kid. You got no swimmers.
Right.
There are stories about demons growing souls, though, but it's super rare, and he's like, I am not that demon.
Yeah.
So the next day, Elodie is so confused and does not know how to act. It was kind of one of those things like, was it a one-time thing? Are they friends with benefits? Are they in a relationship?
Right.
Like, well, she decides the best way to deal with this is to avoid Azeroth.
But you can't. Y'all are attached at the hip now, bud.
Yeah. Well, Azeroth even tells her they are working from home for a while because they agreed not doing things in office, and he's like, your temptation walking around on heels in the office, no, we're working from home.
So I can touch you whenever I want.
Exactly. So it's hard to ignore him, but she figures it out since they're at his house. She like goes, oh, I'm gonna go work in my bedroom and you can do your meetings in your office, whatever. He thinks she's just playing hard to get, but he does get tired of it, even though it's only been like half a day of her.
Why are you running from me?
Yeah, he's so frustrated with her. He takes, and it's so funny, they're doing the dishes. He's never done the dishes before. So he's like, it was such a cute scene. He goes, why is this so hard? And he's like, can't I just throw these out and get new ones? I make enough money.
No, bud.
She's like, no. But he's like, you know what? I like you teaching me dishes because this is the first time we've had a conversation all day. He does try to get her to open up, so he actually surprises her. He uses his magic to take her out to lunch, and he takes her to Madrid. He does the poof. And takes her to a tapas bar in Madrid. Now, I stopped at 50% for a couple reasons. I think it gives just enough to make people read this amazing book.
Right.
Like, you got the tidbits, you got the main story, read the book. Plus, her boss demon books are so long. I didn't even go into super details, and I still have 5 pages of notes.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And I left so much out.
Yeah.
You read the book. You know
Yeah.
what I left out. Like, there was so much I left out, but I felt like I had to. Because I feel like when our episodes are longer, I mean, it's same with us. We've talked about it. The longer the episode, the more I don't want to listen to it. Because I'm like, it's going to take forever. Like, if I was doing a road trip, I find those long episodes and do that. But, like, most of the people are doing it on the way to the work or, you know, during their workout. Like, that's not hours long.
Exactly.
Hello, all you beautiful book babes. I am sorry for the interruption, but I'm pleased to tell you that today we have one of our oldest sponsors back again. So this episode is brought to you by Dubby. Dubby is an energy drink with no sugar, but does not give you that jittery feeling or crash after you drink it. There's no fillers, artificial colors, dyes, sugars, or any of the other BS and preservatives. My personal favorite to drink is the Peach and Peach for when I need that extra pick-me-up when editing our podcast all night. All you have to do is click the link in the description, or, because I know links can be a little finicky, go to www.dubby.gg and in the coupon code field put SMUT, S-M-U-T, for 10% off your order. Thanks for listening. So, Spice, I gave it a 3. It was good. It didn't go to a dark place like I thought a demon would.
Right.
So it's surprising, but still 3. Humor, I give a 3. It was pretty funny. It's a rom-com. This series is a rom-com for her. Emotional, I gave a 4, and that's because even after the 50%, there's so much going on that you almost like are like, what's happening now? What's this? What's that? Like, tell her. What's that? Like, tell her that you're feeding off of her thing, and then like when he finally tells her, I'm like, are you serious? That's your reaction?
Or what about the soul? Like whenever he has to take her soul, like, tell her, dude.
Yeah, I'm like, dude. She just held so much back. World building. These books I do give her a 5.
Yeah.
Her boss books, they are so detailed and like oriented. I gave world building a 5. Smut the plot, it was even. When we finally get to the smut, it's even.
Yeah.
So I gave it a 4 since it's so even. Overall, I gave this a 4. I read the boss series first and then found her second series because Grumpy Dragon wasn't out yet.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I need more by her. I gotta find more. So I gave it a 4 and it was really good. I'm gonna be focusing on the boss series and then you're gonna be focusing on the deal series.
Yep.
What was it? Monster Steals.
Monster Steals, yep.
I actually really like the twist on that.
Yeah.
Like, it's all about being a hooker.
Yeah. Yeah, I did not expect that. You did not tell me that.
Oh!
She had me start, the very first book was Deal with the Demon, and she did not tell me
that there was hookers.
And that they basically...
I hate giving spoilers. Sometimes this podcast is hard because I hate giving spoilers. So for you, I literally go, you just need to read this book. It's a monster book. Read it.
You know I like spoilers. Like, you'll tell me about something, I'm like, tell me.
Oh yeah, I give like a hint, and you're like, motherfucker, you better tell me.
Yep. I get mad at you for not telling me. Like, you can't just tell me that and not give me the rest.
Well, I do. She's going to be doing Deal with the Demon, Used by the Unicorn. I love the Unicorn one.
Yeah, I like Used by the Unicorn.
It was definitely...
That was different.
She does such different kinks.
You're right.
That I think no one really thinks about in her monster books that are actually part of that myth too. Yeah. Because in mythological series, unicorns are kind of horse.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, and each book it's a different monster, and each book comes with a different kink.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Yeah, I definitely like it too. I'm still torn between doing the Minotaur or the dragon.
I haven't read the dragon, so
good. It's up your alley. Her rom-com did take kind of a dark turn.
Yeah, as soon as you said dark turn, I was like, what's the book?
Like, it's not dark for us, if that makes sense. Like, I have a hard time gauging dark anymore.
Yeah, it's morally gray.
Yeah! Yeah!
It's not dark, it's
morally gray.
Speaking of dark books, so I was looking up some dark books to read, and I've read some black.
Yeah.
Some black.
You read things that I'm real bashful.
Okay, but the shit that came up on my TikTok, I was like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah,
it was dad
bad.
Fucking their daughters.
I told you.
Twins fucking each other, and I'm like,
BookTok takes a dark place. That's why I told you. See, Nicole wasn't on TikTok. I told her, you need to go on TikTok to find books, because there is like dark BookTok and there's rom-com BookToks. They have a whole hockey thing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you will find books with TikTok, and apparently you have met your match.
Yeah, because as soon as they said the dad, it's not stepdad, it is a father fucking his daughter. I was like, nope.
Can't do it.
I was like, no.
Can't do it.
I think that was the first time I've ever heard a book and was just like, nope.
It's like the lady that wrote Haunting Adrenaline. I read one of her...
Haunting Adrenaline?
Or whatever it is. Whatever.
Adeline?
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know. I think I read...
That one was so good, though.
No, but like her side small book...
Yeah.
I read the first chapter. I was not into it.
And you told me about it, and I was like, that's crazy, but
You into fucking dead bodies?
No, but I mean, I'd read it.
No, I couldn't even. I'm sitting there worrying, like worried Billy's gonna read over my shoulder. I was like, babe, I think we found the line. He goes, what you talking about? I was like, I found my trigger. And he goes, what's your trigger? I was like, I can't do fucking dead bodies. He goes, what?
No,
because I tell him all the time, I read some dark, twisted shit with smut, and I tell him about them, and I told him, I was like, we found the trigger, because I hadn't found a trigger yet.
Yep,
I hadn't found one, and that was it.
I found mine.
Apparently, wait, you have a couple triggers. We don't like cheating. That's one we agree on.
That we don't like cheating.
There's only one cheating book that I have found that I enjoyed, and I was shocked.
There was one I read where there was cheating.
But I think it's because both of them were cheating, and she never really crossed that cheating line. Like, it was really weird. Like, they never had full-blown sex.
Right. I'll say, I do have a few triggers. Like, anything to do with harm of kids, I won't.
I haven't found one.
I've read trafficking where the main character was trafficked and there were kids involved, but there was no, like, scripted scene of kids being hurt or raped. Like, of course, they were being mistreated, it wasn't in detail, and that's why I was able to get through it. But as soon as you bring in, because I did read, it was like this Alice in Wonderland theme thing, and the girl and the little boy in it were kids and were being raped, and I made it through it. I made it through it, but that's where...
I found a really weird one. I found a hockey romance that's Beauty and the Beast.
Oh.
Mrs. Potts and everything is in it!
That's a weird one.
Oh my god, I found it by a whim. I was just, perusing BookTok, and I'm like, I need a new book. And I was just in a rut, and I was like, it was before I found Monsters, and I'm like, this one was like, hockey, but Beauty and the Beast. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Is it dark?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Like, her ex, it's not dark till the very end. No, it is pretty dark. No, towards the end. I'm like, it's not really dark towards the end. She's a stripper in college, but I don't consider that dark.
No.
Towards the end, her ex starts like being real aggressive and kidnaps her, and the hockey player, the lead, actually ends up, I think, killing the ex by accident, and like it's the whole thing. It's not super dark. That's why I said it's not super dark.
It's more morally gray.
Yeah, it's more morally gray. But then we find out his dark past, and it's very like, it's more cutesy. Like, it's really rude because he yells at her when she finds out about his past. Like, it's,
rude?
It's a whole thing. I think the author was trying to do the scene where she finds the rose and the beast yells at her.
Gotcha.
So basically, she found his, and basically he's like, get the fuck out!
Gotcha.
But yeah, so that is our first Ami Wright episode. I really need to reach out to her to tell her we're doing this.
Yeah.
Because the authors love it.
Yeah.
When I tell them what we do and that we do their books, they get excited just as much as we do, and they listen and they love it. But yeah, I'm super excited, and that's today's episode. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow us on all social media, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, maybe Lemon8. We're trying to figure out what's replacing TikTok. And that's really it. And you beautiful book babes, have a wonderful day. Bye.
Bye.